In the last few months, I've been taking apart my Mazda Rx7 FD to carry out some new modifications. Items such as my front bumper, my bonnet, my side steps, my side skirts, all had to come off so I could get these new modifications I had planned fitted. And one of the first items to arrive was these 2x2 twill carbon fibre arch liner covers, custom made by a lad in Thailand. Now these did take quite a bit more extra fettling to fit my setup in my engine bay, but once I got them fitted, these did look really good and I'm glad I got them. Once that job was completed, I then received two big parcels which I was waiting for quite a few months. One of the items was my feed bonnet custom made by Concept 7, a one-off bonnet made in the UK, along with two 25mm wider OEM looking style wings, another item I've been wanting for a very long time for my build. So it's currently December and this was pretty much where I was going to leave the Rx7 FD at, but that's now changed.
And as you can see, I'm back to do one last job on my Mazda Rx7 FD before the year 2024 ends. Now this time it's not a job to do in the engine bay side of things, it's also not a job to do on the outside of the Mazda Rx7 either. We're actually going to be heading back to the interior of this car, which I dealt with a long time ago, but there was an issue that I've been wanting to solve for probably about 5-6 years now and I've just not got round to doing it. So let's head to that interior and I'm going to be showing you exactly what I'm going to be doing today. And you can see straight away you're greeted with the very bright red leather interior. And this is actually the issue which I need to show you inside of the car, and that's the driver's side chair. Now it's pretty obvious, you can probably see from here, but all the damage on the side bolsters. Got a bit of damage just here. You can see the foam showing through there. Also the previous owner, or maybe the one before that, not sure how bright this is going to be, but you can see all the bottom down here split where they've put something sharp onto the seat and it's damaged it. It's starting to get a bit of damage on the bottom there, and the other side bolster's not looking the best either. So it's been one of those jobs that's been bugging me since I've had the interior fitted. This interior is taken out from a rarer, newer RX-7 like the Bathurst X or similar, which is only 750 sets of these made in the world, I believe. So it's extremely hard to get hold of. And that's been my problem. I just cannot find another good condition driver's chair to replace it. But recently on the FDOC forum, another RX-7 owner has just posted up a pair of red leather seats, which has been completely retrimmed recently, so absolutely mint condition. And what the people have done is quilted all of the back bit and all of the bottom bit too, which I quite like. I like the fact that it's different to everyone else's RX-7. So yeah, what we need to do is just drive 2.5 hours away to go and collect those seats. We're going to come back, take these seats out, which I believe is about 4 bolts if I remember rightly. It's very easy. We're going to pop the new ones in and I'm going to show you exactly what the new ones look like. So let's crack on. Well, the good news is we're back in the unit and I have the new chairs, as you can see. These are actually as good condition as the kiddie did say. I'm very impressed with how these look. However, the bad news is this is a completely different red to the ones I have in my interior, including the door cards and the rear seats. This red is a lot more brighter, which isn't really too much of a problem because what I can do is take these to a proper specialist and get them to dye the leather in a more sort of oxblood red, which is the colour I believe my current seats are. So I know it's a bit of hassle, but I still bought these seats just purely because of the condition. And I really do love the fact these have the quilted pattern in the middle. They're super comfortable. You can definitely tell these have been reupholstered and probably all the padding inside's been sorted out. These feel a lot more firm than what my current ones do, which is quite nice. And it does have the seat rails. It also can adjust all on the sides too. One thing I did notice was there is no strap like the current ones have at the top in this area. But yeah, I'm super happy, like I said, with what I've received. And unfortunately there is going to have to be a part 2 to this video with getting these seats
re-dyed, which is not going to be anytime soon because I'm kind of in the middle of moving house, which I'm going to bring up in a separate video, and I'm getting a garage with that house too, which means all of my stuff that's currently in this unit is going to be coming with me. So we'll get into all of that kind of stuff in a different video, but a lot of content for you guys to see too with that. So I'm going to be converting my garage into something more special, probably one of the coolest garages in the estate that I'm moving to, so I cannot wait to get started on that. And I'm just so happy that I'm going to be able to have my RX-7 finally with me at home, because this, where I am currently now, is roughly half an hour away from where I currently live. So it's always been a dream of mine to have, one, my dream car, but two, to have it at home with me, and that is going to be happening into next year, so I cannot wait. What I am going to do now though is take the car off the axle stands. We're going to get it all dropped back down onto the wheels, center the car into the center of my unit. That way the car is kind of more ready to move when I do move house. So let's crack on, get this car back down, and then we can end today's video. So job number one, we need to remove my wheels. So the next job is going to involve my 2C spanners and my vernier gauge, because I need to adjust my HSD coilover suspension. The setting it's on right now is a little bit too low, which I got a little bit of damage on my stock OEM wings. These are different wings, as you know, if you've been following along, and I don't want that to repeat the same thing that happened to my last wings. So it doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be perfectly movable so I can get this car safely without damaging anything to the new house when it's that time. I do, however, need some front wheel spacers put on, so even when I drop this car down, the front wheel is going to look like they're too far in the arches, which is going to be normal. But again, I think I'm going to leave everything like that until I've moved house. I can literally go a bit more mad on getting this car absolutely perfect. Let's crack on and get the coilovers adjusted. Adjusted the coilovers, I've gone up 10mm, so quite a bit actually, just to make sure I've got enough movability with the car without things getting damaged. That's the main thing. Now the next job I was going to do at this point was fit the new red leather seats to show you guys, but I'm not going to do that now until the new red dye is applied to the seats. So let's carry on with a few other jobs I have planned. The wheels can go back on now, we can pop the bonnet after that's done. I need to do a few things under the bonnet. So a few months back, I actually snapped one of my rubber belts coming back from somewhere. It started making a horrendous squealing sound under my bonnet, and I just made it back to my unit, luckily. One of my belts shredded in the engine bay. I think I have another one spare somewhere, so if I do, we'll get that fitted today too. I also need to fit my two twin ram air filters back to my twin turbo setup for now, just to get them out of the way. The front bumper can come off because it's safer for me to see what's going on when I'm in my unit on my own, just to lower the car back down to the floor. Because this thing's so low, you need to do things in a certain way with blocks of wood, etc., so you don't damage anything like side skirts wise, even though I might leave them off for now too. So yeah, I've still got quite a few little bits to do. Let's just crack on and just see how we get on. So after an awful lot of messing around trying to get this thing back down onto the floor safely, I can finally say the RX-7 is back down on all four wheels. Now, I apologise, it is starting to get dark, so I've got lack of daylight, but I've just had a little look of what this car is starting to look like now with the new 25mm wider wings fitted, the vented bonnet, and of course, like I said, the wheels will on the front look a bit tucked in, and I am still missing some of the side skirts and stuff on the car because I've just kind of left it as it is. One side's pretty much on, so I'll try my best to show you what that's still looking like, but honestly, take a look at this. So I just had a good look around my unit for that replacement rubber pulley belt, but unfortunately I cannot find it anywhere. So I definitely know I've got one, but where it is, I don't know. I'll have to just wait for another day. So that does mean I won't be starting the RX-7 up in today's video, but I will do that in a different video coming up. However, I am very happy with how today has gone. It's good to see my RX-7 FD back on all four wheels, drop down to the floor, because every time I open up my unit, the car's like floating in the air, and I've just kind of adapted to it. It's nice just to see that nice look that's coming along with the new wings, bonnet and all that stuff. Of course it all needs respraying, and all that's going to come up in the future. The front wheels also need front wheel spacers. That's something else on my list to do. The ram air filters I just fitted, that was extremely tight to fit back in the original places where I had them, because now I've got the carbon fibre arch liner covers, kind of lost a bit of space where the filters sit, but they did just about squeeze in. It's not too big of a deal, because once I get the new single turbo kit that I've ordered from SAS Autoworks, that's going to change the entire layout in that area anyway. So I've just kind of put the filters in for now, just to get them off of my floor, and it's nice to see them back in the engine bay for the time being. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it for today. I've got so much more yet to come on the channel. So things like my single turbo kit I just said, that's got to come up yet. I've got loads more plans to do with the FD, so if you're interested in all of this content, now's the time to hit that subscribe button, please, because it does keep me motivated to make more and more of these videos for you guys. Also, like I said, I am going to be moving house, and I have loads of DIY plans to do with that, which is all going to tie in with the RX-7, my motorbike, and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be new for me and new for the channel too. But yeah, separate to all of the RX-7 stuff I've done today, I've had a very, very good year. I've managed to meet many of you guys from my channel. It's very nice that people just walk up to me, introduce yourself, tell me what you do, what your car builds are, what your plans are. I'm interested to hear what you guys are doing too. It's not just all about what I'm doing and just going around videoing. Everyone has a story of what they're doing. I've managed to meet some of my YouTubers I follow that give me inspiration. So people like Mad Mike, James Dean, Josh and Dave from Drift Games I managed to meet. Travis Pastrana and many others. It's just been an absolute blast, to be honest with you guys. We've got so much more yet to come. So let's leave today's video there, guys. Have a wonderful Christmas and a new year, and I'll catch you all in year 2025. Until then, peace out.